Hi, child of God. So today we're going to be speaking about what does defile mean and also the two ways to which God uses it, okay? Defile means to disvalue something. It means to lower its value. But in this case, right, it is spiritual. So it's lowering your value spiritually. We know that everything is spiritual before it is physical. And see in Isaiah chapter 57 verses 9, inside of that book, it says how the people, how they debase themselves unto hell. And what does debase mean? It means to disvalue themselves, right? It means to lower value, basically. And the Lord said that they did this so much, and it is unto hell, which means they lowered their value so low unto hell with just all to which they were doing, and they were doing wicked, y'all. But let's get into the two ways to which the Lord uses the word defiled. But also some other words that I want to give to you guys really quickly before I get on that topic about the two ways, right? When thinking about the the word defiled, right? Think about low value. Think about someone with low morals, like low self-respect. Think about that and think about what people do when they have low self-respect. They'll do anything, they'll let anything, flow and all those things. So when you think about defile, just think about something like its value going down, like it's coming down, it's being lowered. So the first way to which we all know how the Bible used the word defile is basically when you are a fornicator and just all these things. The Bible says that you defile yourself, like you sin up against yourself. You defile yourself when you are fornicating, when you are being an adulteress, and just all these things, like you are defiling yourself and that person as well to which you are doing these sinful acts with. So y'all, let me tell y'all the new way. Yeah, that I did not know, y'all. I did not know this, right? So the Lord was speaking about his children and just speaking how they committed whoredom. But I didn't really see like where he was speaking about, them just sleeping around. I seen the word whoredom and he was like saying that they are whores, like and he was describing their idols because he was talking about they were whores for their idols. And I was just like, well, how? Like, was they doing anything with the idols? Because I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, normally when you hear that word whore, you think about a person that be sleeping around. You don't think about a person that's worshiping something else. But y'all, I kid y'all not. Look, so the Lord said this, and this is the example, and this is what I'm going to be talking about. Inside of Ezekiel chapter 16, verses 32, he said, "But as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband." And he was speaking about the people. He said, these are how the people are. So then when the Lord be like, when that came to my spirit, I'm just like, oh, now it makes sense. And y'all, for those who don't understand it, remember, we're in a relationship with God. And our time of intimacy with God is our worship, our praise, us being near, us being in the presence of God, us being at the feet of God. The time that we spend with God is our intimacy time within our relationship with us and God, rather than how it is inside the world. It's most of the time it's like a sexual thing, like a thing. When inside of a marriage, that's how it is, like time of intimacy, or it could be like I don't know, just close time. But we're talking about the time. But that is our time with God. Like that's our time when we are connected to God. That is our time of intimacy. And the Lord said that they are whores basically because they went, like, instead of them spending that time of intimacy and having that with Christ and with the Lord, they went to their idols. They went to these false idols instead of going to the Lord, right? And the Lord was speaking about how they are whores. And the Lord said inside of Ezekiel 22, the Lord said in Ezekiel 22, look what he said. He said, maketh idols against herself and to defile herself, right? So then he's using the idols again and saying that, okay, now like she's defiling herself. And he's speaking about a city, like a country, but the people that is within there, they defile themselves after the idols to which they chase after and to which they go after. So also inside of this way, with that word defiling, it is meant basically in the same way, but it is towards God. When someone is worshiping an idol, they are defiling themselves. They are disvaluing themselves. They are lowering their value, because instead of them going to Christ, because this is like a marriage thing, it's a commitment thing. We are committed to Christ, and y'all have to also think about it. Think about it as it being a marriage, like a marriage, and that's really what it is, because we are committed to Christ. But how a marriage is, like, if your wife or if your husband is stepping out and sleeping with other people, they're being a whore. You know what I mean? They're committing adultery. They're defiling themselves. And that's how it was when the Lord was speaking about these people. Like, instead, they stepped out on Christ and they went to go and worship other gods, spend the intimacy time with the other false idols and stuff like that, the false gods. They defiled themselves. They disvalue themselves. So I know I just gave two examples on like how to defile. Not, no, this ain't no tutorial. Not how to defile yourself, but two examples on, you know, a way that someone can defile themselves. And for those who don't know, it can like be sexual, but then it's also through idol worship. So that's what I was speaking about. I was speaking about the, you know, the part with being like an adulteress and stuff like that, being a fornicator. And I was also just like speaking about you going to worship other idols. You also do defile yourself in this way as well. But anyways, I hope that word bless you guys. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. I love you guys. Be blessed.